Thanks again for joining me for another Megan's Movement Minute. So today I'm going to be talking about hinging. So we hinge a lot in our day-to-day lives. We hinge a lot here at Fitness Lying Down. So hinging is kind of when you bend over to pick something up. So I'm going to give you some tips to make you not only a more successful mover in and outside your everyday life, as well as here and in the gym. So first, the big thing about a hinge is that you want to keep your shins as vertical as possible. Okay, so that's the biggest difference between any kind of a hinge and a squat. That's one big thing to look for. So we're going to keep our shins nice and vertical, sliding the hips back into the wall right behind you. So from here, I'm keeping my shoulders pulled back, my collarbones are high, and my shoulders are away from my ears. Okay, so I'm just sliding my hips back. I'm going to push into the ground with my feet that I'm gripping into the ground, getting a lot of tension, and then standing up nice and tall, pulling my hips all the way through. Okay, so this is when you're bending over to pick something up at home, off of the floor, at the bottom shelf of the grocery store, or if you're here, either deadlifting, bent over rows, or good mornings even too. So again, we want to keep those shoulders nice up and tall, sliding the hips back again to the wall behind you. So when you're here in the bottom, we don't want the shoulders to go lower than the hips. We want to keep the shoulders higher than the hips. Okay, so that's going to make us more successful. So if you ever feel any low back pain when you're doing some hinging, here's a couple things to consider as well. So as you slide your hips back, we want most of the weight to be kind of more on the balls of your feet towards the front foot of your feet. But this does not mean that your heels can come off of the ground because you're leaning that far forward. We just want to shift more of the weight, so we want to keep leaning, keep reaching, and that will help kind of alleviate some pressure. One other thing to consider again is just where are your shoulders? Keeping them pulled down and back. Okay, so really gripping into the ground, shoulders down, and then standing up nice and tall. So again, you can find yourself in here doing a deadlift, an RDL, good mornings, even bent over rows. You can find yourself in this position. So let us know how those go. If you have any questions on your hinges and how you can make them better, feel free to let us know.